Hello guys, in this video we will discuss on Java collection program practice and solution, and this is the third video on ArrayList. And in this video we will discuss on the first program, and the program is iterating over an array list using following methods. So these are the methods which by using this method we can iterate array list. Okay, so the first method using for loop with index, second one is simple for each loop, third one is iterator method. Next, listIterator. Next, Java 8 for each and Lambda expression. And last one is iterator and Java 8 for each remaining method. So discuss one by one. So I switch to Eclipse IDE. Here we declare array list, and name of the array list is fruits, and using system.out.println function, here I display fruits array list. So our program is iterating over an array list using following methods, and the first method is for loop with index. So we have to iterate array list one by one, and the first method is for loop with index. So we know that for loop, so I use here for loop. So firstly I declare one variable and initialize 0, and then this I variable compare with size less than array list size. So our array list is fruits, and for accessing its size we use size method. Okay, so and this I variable is increment. So I is increment from 0 to less than fruits size, and here I display 0 index, fruits on 0 index, fruits on 1 index, like this. So using this system.out.println function we use here, and for accessing index element we use get method on fruits. So in array list get method is used. So using this get method we access index element. So this I is increment from 0 to less than fruit size. Okay, and then I save and run this program. And here we access elements, fruits element one by one. So this is the first method using for loop with index. Okay, so the next method is simple for each loop. So here I use simple for each loop. Firstly, we have to declare syntax for when we use for each. So firstly, its data type. So fruits this array list, and its data type is string. So I use its data type string. Our array list is a string type, and this is a whole array list of fruits. From these fruits, we have to access one by one fruits. So for accessing each fruits, we declare a particular variable. So each element for each fruits, we use this fruits from fruits array. From this fruits array, we access one element one by one. Okay, from this fruits array list, each element, each fruits. For each fruits, we declare fruit variable, and we have to print each fruits. Okay, so here we use this fruit variable. This is a for each loop, simple for each loop. Using this for each loop, we retrieve one by one element from the array list. So I save this and run this application. So using simple for each loop, we access one by one element from the fruits array list. So the next method is iterator. Using iterator, we retrieve one by one elements from the array list. So iterator is a cursor. It is a universal cursor, and using this iterator, we can retrieve elements one by one from the fruits collections. Okay, so this is a universal cursor and we can use in any collection class. On any collection class, we use this iterator method, iterator cursor. But iterator is a one directional. We can remove or add elements only one direction. Okay, so this is a drawback of iterator. So here I use iterator method. So for accessing iterator method, we use any collections. So here I use fruits collections, and using its method, I access its iterator method. Here iterator is a method and it returns iterator object of iterator. For create um, this iterator method use iterator object. So here I use this, and it returns iterator object, and its generic type is string, and its reference is I use ITR. Okay, and here I add iterator util its package, import its package. Okay, so iterator method returns iterator object of iterator, and using while loop on ITR, I use has next. Has next is iterator method. I use has next iterator method. And in the fruits collection, if next element is available, then it returns boolean value. So if more has more element, if the iteration has more element, then it returns true, otherwise it returns. So on itr dot next method is used and it returns string value. It returns the next element and it holds string, its data type string, and this element is saved on fruits variable. So if next element is available, then this loop is true, and we retrieve next element. For retrieving next element, we use next method and it returns string value, and this string value holds on fruit variable and print this fruit. And here we print particular fruits or one by one fruits from the fruits collections. So here I save this and run this application. So using iterator method, we retrieve element one by one. The next method is listIterator. So here I display for separation listIterator. Okay, so listIterator is a bidirectional. We can use for add or remove elements, and it is a bidirectional cursor. We use elements, we can retrieve elements one by one in both directional, but its drawback is it is only applicable on list interface classes. Okay, so here I use listIterator. For accessing a listIterator method, we use fruits collections and access listIterator, and it return listIterator object. So here I use this, and its return type is listIterator, and generic is string. Generic type is string, and reference is listITR. And here I import listIterator from package util.java.util package. And using listIterator method, listIterator method gives object of listIterator. So for retrieving elements one by one, I use listItr reference, and on this has next method is used and it returns boolean value. If more elements is available, then loop is true, otherwise false. And here for next element, firstly it check has more elements is available or not. If elements is available, then the this element for accessing one by one element, for accessing elements we use next method, and here I use on list itr I use next method for accessing particular elements, and it return string value, and I use its return type string, and hold on fruit variable and print this fruit variable. Okay, so this is a forward direction of list iterator, and run this. Okay, in forward direction we access one by one elements. So the next way I use reverse direction. So we access in reverse direction. So here I use this list iterator. Here I access here list iterator method, and this returns list iterator object. So I use this reference for displaying list in reverse direction, and on this list itr I use in while loop. I check um, so I check firstly has previous element is available or not, and if available then retrieve this previous element. So on list itr dot previous element, and it returns string value and holds this particular element, previous element, in fruit variable and print this fruit. Okay, and I run this program, and this is the reverse direction of list iterator. So firstly apple, pineapple, orange, grapes, and in reverse way we can access elements one by way in reverse direction. So list iterator is a cursor, and it is used for retrieving elements one by one. It is a bidirectional, but it is applicable on only list interface classes. Okay, so the next method is Java 8 for each and lambda expression. So I use here on fruits collections and access for each method. When we access for each method, then its parameter is consumer type, and click on here. So consumer is a functional interface and it accepts lambda expressions. So I press Control space and select string t, and this is a lambda expression symbol. It returns white. So is a consumer. Click on this. So here T is symbol is used. You can use any one symbol here, and print this symbol using system.out.println. So I use here and print this T. Okay, and save this, and save and run this application. So using Java, using forEach and lambda expression, we iterate one by one element from the collection. So the next method is iterator method and Java 8 for each remaining method. So for accessing for each remaining method, firstly we have to use iterator method. So on fruits collections, I use iterator method. and it returned iterator object. So its return type is iterator and its generic type is string, and I use here itr1. Okay, so on this itr1 variable, I use in iterator for each remaining method is available, so I use this, and it also accept it is also functional interface, and it accept lambda expression. So I click control space and use string t. So this is a lambda expression symbol, and I can change this symbol and print here this symbol. So I use this for print and print s. So in iterator for each remaining method is available for retrieving element one by one element or retrieve. We can retrieve. So I save this and run this application. So here using for each remaining method, it iterator and Java 8 for each remaining method, using this we can retrieve elements one by one.